Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us all around the globe. Welcome to another episode of Epic Events. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Candace, and I'm the Director of Event Programming and Creative Services here at vFairs. I'm excited to be your host. I've also invited two of our vFairs rock stars joining me today. My first colleague rock star is Carlos Herrera, sales manager here at vFairs. Hey, Carlos, how's it going?
Hey, Candice. Thank you for having me again. Glad to be in another edition of Epic Events here.
Yeah, me too. So glad to have you, Carlos. You always seem to be a crowd pleaser. So glad you're here joining us today. And we also have Wasif Arshad joining us. He is the Senior Account Executive here at vFairs. He's also a crowd pleaser. Hey, Wasif, how's it going up there in Toronto?
Hi, Candice. It's good in Toronto. The weather's amazing. We're having fun. I'm glad to be here as well.
Good. It's probably a little cooler than it is here in Nashville, Tennessee. So please take advantage of that.
Yeah,
Great. Well, all right, everyone, that is our panel. You just met Carlos and Wasif. Many of you already know him, both of them, because they've both been on Epic Events episodes before, but wanted to go ahead and get in today's agenda. So in today's webcast, we'll be discussing why virtual event networking is so important and why event tech providers are so focused on really enhancing this aspect of virtual events. Also, this will be followed by demos of our 3 new networking features that you just saw in the poll. Carlos and Wasif will be tag teaming and leading this part of the agenda. And last, we will close the webcast out with all of your questions, and we'll answer those questions. So please get your fingers ready. Ask away any of the questions that you have throughout today's episode. We're here to answer those questions for you. Can't wait to see what you have to ask us. Well, that covers the agenda for today. Let's start and talk really about why virtual event networking is so important. So as events are going back in person, we all see them. A lot of us are going to them already, which is really exciting. But I've noticed that event planners are looking for more opportunities to really capitalize on virtual engagement for their, let's say, hybrid event attendees, and also for just standalone virtual events as well. Event goers often come to learn more about their subject matter and interest from this, but another core reason for attending conferences and in-person gatherings specifically is to connect with people who share similar interests as you. So now compare a networking lounge at a venue hall with an online, webcast, kind of like we're having right now. Which one makes you more apt to meet new people? Probably it's going to be that in-person venue hall. You're face-to-face, eyeballs, you're looking at someone, that human connection that we all really crave. People all around are engaging in these types of environments and exciting conversations and sharing anecdotes in person. That energy just makes people want to insert themselves into discussions and really build those new connections that we all crave, like I mentioned. For these types of events, remote attendees often complain about disconnected event experiences. Some of us have experienced this as well. I'm sure many of you out there have probably experienced this at one time or another. And too often, these events have a one-way interaction along with Q&As and chat. Chat options are great, of course, as we know, but they often lack the human element. So that's why we're here today. To really talk to you about how to make that human connection virtual. Connect with attendees who are actually in person at a hybrid event, if you're virtual, vice versa. And we really think these new networking features that we have created here at vFairs will make this impact really that a lot of you have been looking for out there. So I wanted to first start with roundtables. Wasif, you are Mr. Roundtables, as I like to call them, and you are going to be really talking to us about roundtables, why someone should use roundtables, how they can use it, and best of all, you'll be showing us a really in-depth demo of roundtables. So I want to turn it over to you, Wasif. Let's get right into roundtables.
Absolutely. And first of all, thanks everyone for coming onto the webcast. We're excited to have you here. For the roundtable, I think this is more about when you're having different meetings or when you're meeting different people. These are on different topics, right? So these are on different categories that you're looking to discuss with them. It could be on, you're having different categories to discuss. It could be peer-to-peer coaching. It could be oral presentations of showing a research paper. It could be generally connecting with a team. So these are all different points where you have more of an open table discussion. You're just, you have a moderator in some cases, and you're just, going around the whole table virtually, connecting with everyone and seeing what topics they have. A lot of times you can organize the conversation really well. It sort of becomes like your own room. And there are a lot of other games that you can play within that. You can connect with like-minded people. So there are a lot of different options that you can have. And instead of, different forms of networking, this one's becoming more popular because it's more closed. It's closed net and lets you, meet new people and connect with them on a deeper level. So yeah, a lot of great options for roundtables.
Yeah, roundtables. I know our team has been testing out roundtables throughout the creation of it too. And now that it's live and it's ready to go and for our customers to use, we've been having a lot of fun with them. I think it's just really creative way to put topics out there. People already want a topic kind of in place for them to come into the room and start talking about. So I think roundtables is a really great way to already set this sort of feature up for success. You click in the table that you want. There, a lot of times, Wasif, I don't know if you're the same way, but I have a FOMO where I want to be in all the tables at once to know what kind of conversations are happening. But I love the idea that you can pop in one, go to the next one, and just see what's happening.
Yeah, what's amazing about it is that you can actually just go to one table and then another one, and you essentially work the whole room. So that really helps you to connect with more people at the same time. And the beauty of it is that, you can find people that share the same interests as you. So it could be connecting with buyers and sellers. It could be, looking at a product demo or different formats. So it lets you explore different options.
Yeah, and Carlos, I wanted to get your take on roundtables. I know you're going to be coming in shortly with Spatial Connect and Matchmaking, but I would love to hear your take on this new feature.
Look, I think roundtables give you that speediness, right, of connecting with multiple groups and sets of people. On my side, it also helps you to not be unpolite and just leave a table without saying goodbye. So that's another good way, and I think, mostly the speediness, right, of being able to network with multiple groups is the best. Agreed.
And one of my favorite things too about roundtables is with the chat function of it, you get to use my favorite thing, emojis. So Wasif, can't wait for you to show us how that works and how that looks too. Should we get into a demo, Wasif?
Yeah, I think let's do it.
All right.
Okay, let's get started right here. So I'm just going to share this right here. So here you are right in the lobby. You look at the platform, you go straight into the roundtables. Now, this is where you have a lot of different tables that are present. You can accordingly choose different topics. And this is what we were discussing about. Now, the beauty of this is that you can see all of these different options here. You can see different topics, that's sales experts, different strategists, creative services, and event gurus. So these can be different tables that you have. You can see these nice logos. So you have options to brand your own meeting. You can accordingly see different initials of people who are on as well. So you can participate in those. And accordingly, you can also have limited seats. So it can be 8 seats or 16 or less. And this really gives you the option to, personalize or, further tailor your conversations. Sometimes we see this for a lot of speakers that could be maybe, if they have some time, they'll join in and maybe be a part of that conversation. Now, if I join this one, for instance, you'll see we have some of our volunteers on as well, where you can see them right here. This is our roundtable option. You can accordingly see options to share your screen. You have options to have nice emojis, connect with like-minded people as well, and accordingly keep the conversation going. You have options to share screen as well. You can see different people, see their profile, connect with them, and foster deep relationships. So these are all options of how you would have that. But that's not it. In most cases, what we also have is that you can create multiple number of these rooms. And once I closed off one of these, I can still go to another one. So these are still options where you're able to have different conversations with people. And in this case, you can further brand it. Now, if you see in the back, you can see this red background. We've made our own theme. But if you have a branding option, if you have a sponsor, or you have your own theme, these are all options for that. And over here, you can accordingly see options which show seats left or so forth. You can also set different times for roundtables. So it can be set at a time. And I would encourage that, because in a meeting, sometimes in a conference, you get lost in the middle while going to different sessions. This is more of an after hours option, or a networking time, which you could do with a lot of people. The more people you have, the better conversations you get, the better quality you have in that.
Very cool. Also love seeing some of our team members in there using the chat feature too. Wasif, for the number of seats left, I know currently it's 8 seats that we have available per roundtable. So to make them more intimate, we want these conversations that are happening, with your attendees out there to be very like-minded, focused, but casual. And again, going back to that human to human kind of touch and interaction there. Hey, everybody. So I believe by the end of this month, we will be able to go up to 16 seats per roundtable. Is that correct, Wasif?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to do that by the end of August. So we'll have 16 seats. So you can have more, you can have less. So you can really customize how you want to do that. And this gives you more options. You can even invite people to these rooms, or have those lists already. So these are all options of how you can have that as an option. I think the best thing about it is that you can brand this, even this room that you see right here. You can have your own custom background. As you can see, Iman has the same background as mine. Abigail has a different one. So, these are all options too.
Cool. Yeah, I love the fact that you can change your background out to whatever you want it to be. Awesome. Unlimited rooms, Wasif, just to kind of recap roundtables. So unlimited number of rooms. So each of these frames we see creative services here, marketing strategies, and then the seats are currently at 8 that are available per roundtable, but we'll be going up to 16 seats that will be available per roundtable topic.
Absolutely. Yeah. And in this case, you can also have multiple ones. So these can be on different items. So it could be coaching. It could be, an internal conference that you have that, you're just having a huddle with different team members. It could be options to have a presentation. Sometimes we see that, at a booth, exhibitors want to showcase a demo of their product. In this case, they get more audiences. And the best part of that is that they can brand this with their own branding, have their own logos within the session, within the background. All of these give them more flexibility to do the same thing. Network.
Yeah, great. And Wasif and Carlos too, please feel free to join in. But I think with these 3 new networking features, these features can also be used during the event and outside of the event. So let's say, you have a board meeting and it's in person, or maybe it's hybrid or virtual, and you want to have that sort of conversation that happens after the board meeting. For instance, you could create something like roundtables just for this meeting that's happening. It doesn't have to be a virtual event necessarily. This can be used within the event or completely outside as a standalone type of activity for your company, for your customer, for your sponsor. Really, sky is the limit when I think about roundtables and what all you can do.
Yeah, in fact, I was actually presenting this new feature to a customer, and he was trying to brainstorm to see what are the possibilities of usage, right? And first, of course, like event organizers will think on monetizing, right? How would they monetize this? So one of them told me, hey, we are hosting a career fair, and most likely we will give the option of having roundtables to certain employers, right? That will pay a little bit extra, right, to have that exclusivity or access. On the other hand, we also had another good conversation with another prospect who actually was looking to have more sort of like not town halls, but huddles within their company, which in this case, its feature is also pretty good, because obviously we want to limit the seats there. The old Zoom teams, it's kind of moving a little bit boring for some of these people, right? And they would definitely like to find new ways to interact with others, which, roundtables is a good choice for them.
Yeah, agreed.
And I also, sorry, go ahead, Candice.
No, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so we also had one of the instances where they were looking to have benefit fairs, and that's where you go to see the different benefit providers. And the different use case was that they want to maybe have a one-to-one conversation. So those were also formats where you could have that, but in some cases, like if a presenter wants to showcase it to multiple people, those are options too. So you can scale as you see fit, but sometimes people just want that one-to-one option too. That's there as well.
Perfect. Great. Well, thank you so much for demoing Roundtables, Wasif. I really enjoyed seeing Roundtables. I'm sure all of you out there did as well. If you have any questions around Roundtables, please go ahead and submit them in the chat and we will get to them shortly. But I wanted to go straight to the next new networking feature. So Carlos, I wanted to talk a little bit about Spatial Connect. Want to hear from you about Spatial Connect, what the experience is like with this new fun feature. Again, this is the one that took the cake with the poll that we just displayed earlier at the beginning of this episode. So I know a lot of them are itching out there to see Spatial Connect. So let's do it.
Sure, Candice, would love to. So Spatial Connect, this feature is probably new for all of you. vFairs Spatial Connect will allow event organizers to offer several 3D networking rooms for attendees to join. Navigation, it's included, and interact with others, right? So given the chance to speak through audio, video call, and screen sharing in a different, fun, unique, and easy to use way. So let me quickly share my screen because I know that for Spatial Connect, people could think for multiple things at this point. So let me quickly show you what are we referring to. So vFairs Spatial Connect basically will give you the option of having multiple types of rooms and environments where you could find people within these areas. So at this point, we have a couple of volunteers here from our team that are currently online. I will mute myself just in case there's no overlapping on the audio. But as you see, you have the option of either showing your video or not showing your video and muting yourself as well. Now, how these conversations will be happening? Well, you see that circle surrounding me as I speak, and I will activate my audio at this moment. You will see that there's that highlighting bubble within myself, right? So meaning that every time I am talking, this is moving, and the people who are surrounding that circle or area will be able to see me. Okay, so the other important thing is that all these rooms can easily be customized too, right? So we will have and give you the option of having different types of default rooms that we could easily brand to, in which, you know, this cafeteria HR section could be renamed. We could add logos and such. But of course, if you would like to place your own design on the Spatial Connect area, it's also possible, right? We could also give you the specs of it and you could share that with us. Now, another important fact that I would like to highlight here is the following. We do have the option of having multiple rooms too. Within the Spatial Connect area, you could have also different types of environments, right? Let me just quickly move to beach party, right? Just in case, you know, someone is wondering what to do in summertime. So here at beach party, you see how the environment kindly changes. You know, here again, you know, I see my colleague here, Spence. I see Annie here also present. So, you know, we could all gather at a specific spot just to have a chat and conversation. Another important aspect of this is that if you are an event admin, you could easily also, in this case, share a broadcast message. Okay, you could do a multiple broadcast message to either one room or to multiple rooms if needed. Now, we do have a few extra upgrades that we're doing on Spatial Connect. Okay, we have we're currently enhancing this feature to have, in this case, the possibility of having multiple rooms with GIF animations. We'll be adding also a few widgets of YouTube, Spotify, and much more. So for those who are looking to have this option and explore it even more, we'll be more than happy to schedule a quick call with you and show you how it works. So there you go. That's how Spatial Connect works. And that's why the poll won, Candice.
Nice job. Yeah, I think, again, all of you out there are probably getting all of our excitement that we're putting out there with Spatial Connect. It's something that is very unique, a feature that a lot of players out there do not have. And we've created this ourselves in-house at vFairs. We're very proud of Spatial Connect. And we can't wait to see how our customers use it. I like the idea really with Carlos, again, going back to that point with these new networking features, they can be standalone events. You know, you can just have something for your team, for your customers, for a special event happening just on Spatial Connect. It can also be a part of your overarching virtual event, your hybrid event. So really, I think there's so many ways to be creative in using the space. Custom designs, who doesn't want a custom design with their logo placement in there, with you adding the additions that are coming with Spatial Connect. very soon with YouTube inserts, and then also for Spotify too. It's just going to up just the element of fun that's happening in Spatial Connect. So again, there's a lot of things you can do. And I think one thing, Carlos, that we've been doing as a team, we have Spatial Connect that we use for departments. So we have, office hours, virtual office hours, where, I'll be in the customer success, departments, and I'll just be in there from, let's say, 8 to 12. And if anyone wants to pop in and say, hey, Candace, I have a question about this, or just talk about anything that's on their mind, you can do that. And, I know marketing has one, sales, you guys have one as well. This is a really unique way to look at office hours as we know them, as we have known them in the past, as being a physical office, but have some sort of virtual element too that can tie in with it. You can see each other face to face. It's also fun too to add. So there's a lot of different ways that you can approach something like Spatial Connect to for your event, or specifically for your team and your company.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. And I agree with you when it comes to Spatial Connect. In fact, just for you to know, the sales team has a hidden room called the happy hour room. But you need to be in sales in order to check that room out. So for those who want to get pretty creative out there, you could also have hidden rooms for certain.
Well, now I know the sales team secret. I'm gonna try to get access to this room now. Carlos, thanks so much for sharing Spatial Connect, and this is super fun. I know a lot of you are excited to see this. Please send your questions. We've had several questions come in, which we'll get to shortly. But if you have any questions specific to Spatial Connect for Carlos, please go ahead and send them through the Q&A, and we'll get to them shortly. Carlos, I believe the third and last new networking feature is on you as well. So lastly, let's talk about matchmaking. Introduce this feature to us, what purpose it serves, and let's do a demo of it.
Sure, definitely. All right, so the third and last one, smart matchmaking. This feature takes the matchmaking into another level. Right? This will allow you not just to match with others based on interest, but it will also allow you to customize a set of questions that every user can reply to make a match even more assertive, right? Like, for example, I can connect, in this case, I'm a pediatrician. I would like to connect with other pediatricians, but I would definitely like to connect with more specialized people. You will be able to do this through these questions too. The algorithm will pick the best match and instantly connect users on a video call that can be timed as well. You could also add a few ice-breaking questions in case you would like to have a little bit more of extra fun. Users can also extend the calls in case they would like to continue the conversations and exchange information moving on. So let me quickly share my screen here for a second so we could have a better sense of how the smart matchmaking feature would look like. Right, so this is the smart matchmaking area. Okay, there will be really clear instructions to the user of what to do and what to respond, or how to respond in this case, right? So let me click here really quick on Find My Match. You will have all these customized questions. You could have 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever you want. We usually recommend 3 to 5, but of course, you will be the judge of how many of those you would like to add. Let me pick, let's say I like summer. Yes, definitely summer, my favorite. Which statement best describes you? I'm a morning lark. Yeah, I can consider that. Let's see who else. It's a morning lark here. Who do you think is stronger, Superman or Batman? Well, I dare to say that Superman is not human, so I will say Superman, but I like Batman even more, right? So let's set up the call, right? Let's see who am I going to be matched with. Okay, so this is ready. Let's find your match, and let's wait for the algorithm to work its magic. All right. So apparently I am connected with Spencer McPherson. Hey, Spence, how's it going, man? Well, let me mute you in case you're listening to the webcast as well, and there's no overlap of audio here. Okay, so as you see, video is really clear with Spence. You have the possibility of hiding your video or not, or muting yourself at any given time. I was talking about the ice-breaking questions that can be shown here above. So, I could easily switch this and have, hey, Spence, when you die, what do you want to be remembered for, right? Being an excellent sales guy at vFairs, right? I assume. So, all these questions can easily be customized this way. Now, the time. We have set up the time in this area to be 5 minutes, right? But you could actually have this to be set for 3, 5, 6, 7. And after the time has finished, you do have the option of requesting an extension, meaning that Spencer will need to give his consent if he actually wants to extend that call. So after that finishes, I'm going to just stand here for 4 more minutes for that to appear. But you will definitely have that option, of course, of also sharing the contact info too. Like in this case, if I would like for Spencer to get to know more about myself, in this case, my phone number, my LinkedIn, my website, all those details, right, that you collected at the event registration level can also be shared with the person too. And of course, at the end of the day, you could easily end the call. Spence, let's catch up later. Let's see if I get matched with someone else who picked Summer and Superman as a preference. And automatically the algorithm is going to start picking up someone else that, in this case, clicked and was your match. So, okay, so apparently Wasif is also a Superman fan here. So, hey, Wasif, how are you doing? I did mention that I like more Batman, right? But okay, I see we are opposites all the time, right? You are Roundtable, I'm Spatial Connect, I'm Smart Matchmaking, but it's okay, Wasif. There's DC and the Avengers, right? There's always 2 options. So again, people, this has been Smart Matchmaking, and of course, all those backgrounds, all those icons can easily be customized with the branding of your event, and that's basically it. Let me stop sharing my screen. Candice, what do you think about Smart Matchmaking? I bet if we push that poll again, Smart Matchmaking is going to win right now.
Oh goodness. Okay. Well, I know Wasif's going to come in and say no roundtables, so it's going to be this roundtables like Wasif versus Carlos kind of thing. I really love matchmaking. Again, we've used it a lot, just our internal team as well. And our customers are already out there using matchmaking for their events. It is so much fun. I know you just don't know who you're going to get matched with. That's the fun of this. And I've used this in other events and conferences that we've had as well. Getting to know people. This is one of the best ways to network that I found. And these questions, these icebreakers really help. I know first when you're getting to know someone, you want to know where they're from, what they do, that sort of thing. But these icebreakers are there just in case, you need them. And they're so fun to discuss and talk about. It just helps to kind of kick things off with people. I know that I've even connected with people through our matchmaking tool. And then, I'm already connected with them on LinkedIn. We're talking, we're continuing the conversations that we've had. And it's just a really great way to continue those conversations. Because a lot of times with virtual events, you may see someone, you may see them in a chat, you're like, oh, this is cool. They work for so-and-so company. They do something similar to what I do. But you may not connect with them like you would on the level that matchmaking helps you connect with. And LinkedIn is a huge part of matchmaking because that's where you kind of continue the conversation is, hey, find me on LinkedIn. Let's stay connected there. And this is a prime tool for this. So I'm all about matchmaking. Wasif, what about you? I know you're all about roundtables, but I know you love matchmaking.
I do. And if you'll see that all 3 of these features are just focus on one thing, and that's to network and get to know someone else. So, I mean, a lot of there was originally chat. We always have that in calling, but sometimes I think it's just easier for people to use these new tools and, still meet someone who's connecting with them on a deeper level. So I think those are just different ways. Like matchmaking, I think offers a lot of more options. It's connecting different people in the same conference, but it's also connecting potential people in the same industry, in the same countries, across different teams. So it gives you a lot of these options. And I think it's better than, finding a list of people like in a directory if you're going to a conference, and it's better to have like an AI match you together. So yeah, those are good options.
Yeah. And with matchmaking, it can do randomized matchmaking, or it can do specific, the matchmaking that Carlos was doing, where, Wasif somehow answered some of the same questions that Carlos answered, even though I know that Wasif likes Batman and Carlos likes Superman, but you both probably pick Superman in this case. And then you're matched together. So I like, how diverse it can be as well. And if you want to do random where people don't have to answer the same questions, they just match randomly, you can do that as well. So I like the different options of how you can set up matchmaking for it to be specific to your audience, because you know your audience best, and we can work around that and see what we can go ahead and create for you for matchmaking and the other networking tools that we talked about too. Well, great. I've had a lot of fun. I hope all of you out there have had the same amount, if not better, on your side too. I see several questions that have come in. So I want to go ahead and jump to these questions. Wasif, so let's talk a little bit about questions that have come in. The first one is, what differentiates roundtables from breakout sessions in Zoom, which is, I think it's a great question.
Yep. So the best part is that you can brand it fully in Zoom. Like the first thing would be that, you have these rooms and you have to you have a list that you go into. So the display overall, I think the design makes it much more easier for an attendee and for the host as well to like have your own branding in there in the session, as well as outside. You can see how many seats are left. You can still assign people to these rooms. You can still have invite lists. All of those are still options, but I think the ease of navigation, that's the key thing that we're going to be looking at, even at least 10 years from now, that, it's just easy for a user to go inside them. And then I think having topics or just having different headings, descriptions, this gives a better like sense of what you're going to do in that breakout room. Even in the roundtable that we have, you also have options like have whiteboards or have conversations, group chats, share screens. So essentially it serves all of these purposes, but in addition, it's offering you ease of access, and you can do it quite swiftly as well. And then you can switch to different rooms as well. So those options are there.
Yep, perfect. Let's see here. There's several that are coming in. Please continue to send your questions in. We are answering them now. Are roundtables recorded?
So as of right now, roundtables are not recorded. We can accordingly have chat transcripts for you, but in case of data privacy, we've kept them as not recorded. Should you want that as an option, we can enable that too. Yeah.
Okay. Is smart matchmaking available in a base license, or do we have to pay for it as an add-on?
It's usually an add-on because it's a new feature that we simply plugged in on events and we customize, but nothing out of the world. If you definitely would like to add smart matchmaking into your event, contact your account executive or CSM, and they'll be more than happy to get you more info of that.
Great. Can you customize each table? So this is going back to WASF for roundtables. For example, sales experts has one type of branding, and event gurus has a different type.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that is the beauty of it, right? So you can choose to brand it differently. You can choose to have a different logo, different text, different visuals. So that's the lever that would have that. Yep.
Okay. A great question that came in also was around sponsorship. So the question is, if I'm sponsoring an event, can I create a virtual private party to showcase my properties?
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Obviously, from our side, we would need to know how restricted that party is going to be, like who is on the list. And obviously, whoever is on that list will be able to have access to that private space. So, yeah.
Perfect. Is there a limit on how many roundtables we can get when signing up?
No, you can have multiple roundtables. So you can have up to 50, you can have less, you can have more. Essentially, like the roundtables are on a different topic, right? So it depends on the structure of your conference, what you're looking to achieve. So yeah, if you want more, there's not a limit on that. No.
Okay. A lot of these questions are around roundtables, Wasif. I feel like Wasif's picking up some steam here, Carlos. Watch out.
Yeah, I see.
Let's see, is there a limit on how many people you can be matched with in smart matchmaking? Carlos.
Yeah, as of now, I assume that question is multi-video call. If so, at the moment, it's one-to-one, okay? By the end of Q3, we will be having multi-video call with multiple users, but at the moment, only works one-on-one.
Okay. And for these three new networking features, is there any way to track the engagement? I know we track clicks. So if there are 25 people who go into the marketing roundtable, we'll be able to tell you, hey, these 25 people were able to go in there. But do we have any other metrics or tracking devices for these features yet?
Yeah, I mean, like any vFairs feature, it does have that click report and also the time remaining on each of these. So the answer is yes for all three.
Yeah, and just to
Awesome.
add to that for roundtable, that you can know the duration that you spent in that, just like Carlos said. So when you join and when you left.
And I think that's the biggest reason why, our customers love these tracking metrics, because they want to see how long people they are in these rooms, how long they're in sessions. That tells them a lot about just awareness and how long people can actually take, before they want to go to the next one. Let's see. Another question is, which of the features is the most recommended for conferences or trade shows?
I mean, like it depends on how many attendees you're having and how much of networking time you would like to spend according to your agenda. But at vFairs, we always love, right, having all the features and all the events. But of course, it will also depend on your audience too, right? What type of audience you're looking to have. I mean, I don't foresee, maybe a PhD level event, doctor science, having maybe Spatial Connect, unless you have the custom environment to be more like a medic area, right? But it will actually depend on your audience. So obviously, whenever you're planning and you contact us, we will recommend what would be the best, based on benchmark and information from past events. But I think that all of them can suit any event.
Agreed. Wasif, anything to add there?
Yeah, I mean, just like Carlos said, if it's a medical conference, I've seen a lot of my clients either use roundtable options or video calling options where they can present a paper. So I think I would encourage roundtables for that. But then moving further for trade show, I think smart matchmaking would be a great feature, or even roundtables at that point, or spatial chat too. So you can create different areas to go into. That's one. For roundtables, you can have give each booth a space where they can present. Or smart matchmaking, that's the best, right? You connect buyers and sellers or areas of interest. So it depends on your objectives, just like Carlos said, and we can accordingly direct you on that.
Great. I think specifically another question came in from Jennifer, which I love, specific to smart matchmaking, but really a lot of these features can be used at a booth level. So specifically smart matchmaking. So Carlos, I'll throw this over to you first. Is there a way that we can have smart matchmaking per booth? For instance, we typically have companies who have multiple different business units participating. This could matchmake applicants with recruiters of specific business units, or is this across event only? Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. But as you know, since each question is customized, it could be used for anything. In fact, just for the example of hiring events, right? Let's say you're looking to hire engineers full-time, mechanic expertise engineers, and all those type of questions, right, that you could easily add. And obviously the recruiter on the other side is going to be already matched with that criteria, right? So obviously you will only get that qualified candidate, right, based on those knockout questions, if we can call it that way. So yeah, we could definitely customize that for any use case. So that's the beauty of having the smart matchmaking called just smart matchmaking and not other names. So yeah.
Great. Wasif, did you want to add anything on top of what Carlos was talking about with smart matchmaking on a booth level?
I would mirror what Carlos said, but yeah, having smart matchmaking enabled, I think would be a good option. There's also random matchmaking, but yeah, I think smart matchmaking would be better if you know who you want to speak with. And what I'd like to mention is that you can also choose your own criteria you can set that as an organizer, so you can pair people accordingly.
Yeah. And I think from an event planner standpoint, so when you're looking at the agenda, let's say we want to tie in networking sessions for roundtables. A big question that we get is, how long should roundtables stick around for? Should it be the duration of the event? Should it be just a solid hour? So because you want your audience to get just enough of the feature where they love it, they walk away going, I want to do this again, and so I think for a lot of our event organizers out there, they're asking, how long should this, for instance, for roundtables, how long should it be on the agenda for? Should it just be carved out by itself? Roundtable networking time? I like the idea of having a dedicated networking hour myself. So it's not up against sessions that you actually want your attendees to go to as well. You know your audience best, again, going back to that point. But I do like the idea of setting aside a dedicated networking hour just for roundtables. And something like, even if you want to incorporate the 3 new networking features, Spatial Connect could be something really fun for an after party where you can kind of move around with that radius that Carlos showed. You can have conversations within those bubbles too, move around to different rooms, have the beach, you know, you can have more of a professional setting as well, mix it up a little bit. And then again, for matchmaking would be great for this. So there are a lot and host of events that would be great for all 3 of these networking features to work together in an event. But Carlos, your thoughts on kind of carving out time for networking specifically to roundtables, because that really is what it's set up for it to be a dedicated time on the agenda, in my opinion. But what are your thoughts?
Look, I think that the number of attendees needs to be considered here, because let's say you have a smart matchmaking hour, right? 60 minutes of it, and you would like to have people to connect with others in 3 minutes, you know, or let's say have an hour, right? Have an hour, 3-minute meetings. That means that in 30 minutes, I could connect with approximately 9 to 10 people, right? So it actually will depend on how many attendees you have, and we could definitely assist on considering the number of meetings that can be happening during that hour or two. But I think, you know, attendance registrations is really important to consider when, you know, taking the time to host that networking session.
Agreed. Wasif, what are your thoughts?
Absolutely. So in that case, I think the duration of your event also matters. If you're doing it across different time zones, where your audience is, how much time they have to attend the event, and the agenda as well. So if you have multiple sessions happening, maybe like having a networking hour at maybe around 3 to 4 p.m. or maybe for 1 hour, or a dedicated time slot where people can use either of these 3 features, right? Or other options. But I think the main objective is, for all of these features, the underlying concept is that they network with one another and they connect on, you know, different, using a different tool. So if it's roundtables, or if it's smart matchmaking or spatial chat, I think these are all different ways that we can engage with them. But yeah, I think a lot would depend on the time of the event and the duration.
Yeah. And every customer has a unique case, you know, when they come and work with us. And we tailor that experience to your event goals, your audience. What is this event for? That sort of thing too. What do you want to get out of it? And so, you know, your sales manager, of course, will be able to do that. Your project manager would be great for that. Your customer success manager. This is really where a lot of their talents lie, is really helping you carve out that really special experience for your attendees. Because we see this day in and day out. It's something that we love to do, is talk through your specific event, see which features are best for you to use depending on the type of event you're having. So the use case, your audience, where they're coming in from. Are they global? Are they in a special, you know, region? And the list goes on and on. So we have a lot of fun. We call these brainstorming sessions that our customer success managers and our project managers have with our customers. And if you haven't had one, please make sure you reach out, you know, to your CSM and your project manager and have one of these during the first, you know, couple months of you planning these events with us. We can really help carve out that time and make that experience really valuable and seamless, and even better than the previous event that you've had with us. So putting that out there. We had some really great questions. Thank you, everyone. I believe that that covers the questions that we've had. I just want to check one more place. We have a couple of questions coming in for different places here. Great. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time out of your day. I know it's summer everywhere around the globe pretty much, and we appreciate your time dedicated to us here today. We are relaunching our poll. Now that you've seen all these 3 networking features during this episode, let's see where things land. So we've already launched the poll. Tell us now, which one were you most excited to see coming out from actually knowing about these features and what each of them do? All right, I see some answers coming in. Go ahead and submit your answers. We'll give you 10 more seconds. So Roundtable, Spatial Connect, Smart Matchmaking, which was your favorite coming out of it? Oh boy, I'm starting to see some different answers. Okay.
It's changing.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and push the poll out, please. All right. I feel like we need some sort of drum roll or something, you know? Wow. Okay, so the winner of the poll post webcast is smart matchmaking. So 69% of you loved smart matchmaking. Carlos, congrats, you know?
Thank you. I feel like Rocky and I feel like Wasif is like Apollo Creed right now, but I'm
I'll
fine.
come back.
Yeah. And Roundtables came in right after smart matchmaking. Good job, Wasif. Hey, Roundtables, love Roundtables. And then Spatial Connect. Thank you for sending all of your answers over for the poll. It's really cool to see what you all submitted at the beginning of the webcast and now post. This is kind of my favorite thing to do. We should continue doing this for all the other Epic Events episodes after this. Thank you, everyone, for sending your poll results. And thank you for your questions. I want to wrap up this episode of Epic Events. First off, I want to thank all of you out there for tuning in today and coming along for the ride with us. I also want to thank my awesome colleagues, Carlos and Wasif. It is always so much fun and a pleasure whenever we're able to get together for one of these Epic Events episodes. So thank you so much for taking us through these features. And if you want to learn more about these features that we talked about today, email us at sales@vFairs.com or reach out to your sales rep, and we can connect with you this week, which we would love to do and showcase more and show you even more demos of these specific networking features. Lastly, as a reminder, you will receive a follow-up email from us that will include the on-demand link so you can go back, listen to it again, and also share with your colleagues out there. Well, that's it for us here at vFairs. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.